Libra, welcome to your mid-October general tarot reading. It's Raina, and I'm using the Wild Unknown tarot deck because it's kind of gothic. It kind of is perfect for Halloween. And I'm also going to be doing a different spread. It's kind of like reinventing the wheel, though, because it's always going to be basically the same, maybe different wording and positions, but still a similar theme. Okay, before I continue, I want to make sure that I remember, okay, this is the past. And it's funny because this card has a chip in it. I want to fill it in with black ink, but I didn't know what card it was, and I wanted to pick it, so that's why I did. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is a card of the person who's perfecting their craft. I really think of the Wild Unknown deck. This is one of the best original depictions of the Eight of Pentacles. It's actually very clever because the intricacy of the web is so, it takes so much effort, and that's what this card represents. The number 8 is a number of material success, power, wealth. And, the 8th house in astrology, there's a reason that it is the 8th house. It's other people's money. But in this particular context, this can be about anything that you're doing and doing very well. And doing it for a reason. Usually there's like a training aspect associated with it. And so if you're trying to get a certificate in something, if you are an intern or you're beginning your professional life, or maybe in midlife you've shifted over to something else and you're starting that, or you're just trying to do a good job. This could involve somebody who is an earth sign that is in your life. So that would involve either a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign that I would associate with this card in a way because I don't know if it's connected to a particular earth sign, but Capricorn is a sign that you tend to gravitate towards if you are going to be with an earth sign individual, and because you're both cardinal signs. And Capricorn is always aspiring to improve their skill set, and because they rule the house of career, so anything that they can further themselves on that career ladder, they're willing to do. And if it involves a lot of hard work, that's absolutely fine. The history informing the present situation is the this is the 10 of Wands, it looks like, in reverse. So it can be a situation where perhaps you wanted to lessen your workload, and so you're looking for a position that allows you to work less and make more money, perhaps. Or maybe you've come from a situation where you didn't have enough work, and you were out of work for quite a while, and so you're, kind of hungry, but that meaning metaphorically that you're someone who is very ambitious because you know what it feels like to be unemployed for a long time, and you may have a lot of pent-up energy and you're willing to work hard to get what you want, or you want to better yourself so that you lessen the chance of getting laid off in the future because you'll have more skills. There could be different reasons for that. Outer influences that could be affecting the situation at hand. We have the Father of Cups, which corresponds with the King of Cups. And this is somebody who is a caring leader, perhaps. Somebody who is in a position of authority over you. Maybe it is your boss. Maybe it's somebody who you have been talking to. This can be even like a counselor or a religious figure that you look to for guidance and comfort. This could be your actual father. If this is somebody that you're working for, you may feel this sense of like you're working for somebody who cares about you, who's not just looking at you to see how much money that they can get out of you. And that can feel really nice because it's almost like this person is a second father to you. So it feels really, you feel really nurtured by this person, perhaps. And they are treating you with sensitivity and not being too demanding, perhaps, or something along those lines. The challenge to you right now is represented by the Magician card, and this is the card of self-empowerment. So a lot of times I would say, oh, it's interesting, in this particular card they have that symbol of the eternity symbol. I think that's what it's called. I can't pronounce it. It's Lemniscate or something. I don't know. You probably know. I'm sure there are people out there who know what I'm talking about. But it looks like a sideways 8. And the thing about the Magician card, it's a card of self-empowerment. And Libra is in kind of a strange position because on the one hand, you are a sign that likes to work with others. And you may be actually really good at the consummate team player. On the other end of things, you might, because you're a cardinal sign, you may feel this sense of having your hands tied if you're forced to work for other people, because cardinal signs like you, like Aries, like Capricorn, like Cancer, they have a tendency to want to give the orders, not take the orders. And yet you're kind of in that in-between place where you like to kind of work as a team, and you don't necessarily want to tell people what to do, but you want more, I don't know if freedom is the correct word, but you want the authority and the maybe the power, maybe that's the best way to put it, to be able to act upon your own hunches, what you think is good for the company itself. I mean, even and I'm not a Libra, but I remember working for somebody else and having these ideas, and then having the general manager go, oh yeah, I thought we should do that. Because they really didn't they were just probably interested in the position that they had. They didn't really care necessarily about implementing new things. They just wanted to keep their job. And I was really looking at it from the perspective of somebody who was on the ground, who dealt with it on a day-to-day basis, and I wanted to kind of offer practical tips. And there was like this pecking order where they didn't really, but they made you go to meetings. So sometimes you get this illusion that they really are interested in your input, but then when you try to give input, they don't take heed of it, or they kind of like, they won't do it because you're low on the totem pole. So you may feel that frustration because you may want to get certain things done, you want to be more efficient, and you're not being treated. You may even be in that period where you are, what do they call that, like a temporary period, a probationary period where they can fire you at will or something like that. And those kinds of things can feel sometimes very demeaning because the person's being treated like they're just, we have to see if you're okay, if you're good enough. But I feel like it's this feeling also of self-actualization that's being blocked. And sometimes it can just simply be because you just have your mind set on this idea that you have to work for another person, that's the most practical way of doing things. And especially if you have Mercury in Scorpio, and you might have like a fixed mentality that's very extreme in your beliefs, this can make it more difficult for you to entertain other ideas. But the thing about the Magician card, it's waiting for you. It's like kind of a potential that's being blocked, but it's not, a lost cause by any means. What's coming in is represented by the Fool card, and this is the idea of, and actually in this position, I'm sorry, this is the advice. The Fool card is about going where you haven't gone before and starting anew. This is a period of time when some of you late degree Libras are having your birthday, the last 10 degrees, so happy birthday to you. And you may be feeling, because of this new moon that just happened the other day, you may be feeling like there are new beginnings for you. This is kind of like new beginnings, but absolutely new beginnings. But I would say that it has to also be in terms of your perception, that you have to be willing to see things from a different point of view and perhaps go outside your comfort zone in some way if you want to break free from your limitations. The outcome is, I love this card. I mean, the beauty of it, the colors. Ace of Wands in reverse. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I say the potential that may be trapped. The Ace of Wands in the upright position is a card of new beginnings that feel very fertile, fresh, energetic, and in the reversed position you may feel that there's something blocking your ability to move forward with some plans. Maybe this is all about the plans that have not been actualized. So if there is something, if you're trying to do something and it feels blocked, then for sure don't keep trying to push it, because that's something that cardinal signs tend to do, is they they double down if something doesn't go their way. There's a controlling part of that that makes them like that. And you want to be much more fluid, flexible. So what this can mean is the timing may not be right. Actually, with Venus retrograde, launching something new, probably not the best time. And you're ruled by Venus, so that makes it even more so for you. Venus goes direct in mid-November. The interesting thing about that is then we have a Mercury retrograde. I would say, especially by mid-December, a lot of these retrogrades are kind of done for the year. So that can be a better time to launch, and you may feel this sense of quicker momentum. Actually, with the Ace of Wands, it could be like a new moon in fire, and of course, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and that's on December 7th. And Jupiter will be in Sag as well at that time. So that might be a better time around that new moon. And especially if it's an internet-based launch, because it will fall in your third house of the internet and other communication. So this may be like a side gig of yours if you have a day job that is kind of consuming most of your time, and you're thinking about a plan B. You may be launching a plan B, and that might be the time to do it. But what I take away from this is a lot of potential energy for you. A lot of things that are waiting for you, and you're still in this phase, Libra, of building on your skills and kind of taking advantage of maybe workshops and courses, anything, certification programs, anything that gets you more clout, more, something impressive for your resume. But I sense this independent energy with the Magician and the Ace of Wands. Granted, they're both in challenging positions, but that's just something to look forward to that will be waiting for you. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I wish you all the best. If you'd like a private reading, especially natal chart readings for your coming solar cycle, 12 months, I look at the trends that are coming from you. I also have a reading where I look at your natal placements and what they say about you, your North Node, life path, purpose, talents, etc. Maybe self-sabotaging patterns I can find sometimes. So check me out. I'm at rainandmoonastrology.com, and the link is below. Take care. Bye.